Hi guys, today we are going to talk about the writing skill like I have discussed about the in the earlier lecture, and writing skill about science paper both section A and section B. So without wasting time, we'll start towards the video. Uh, Definitely everyone knows so much of exams you all have attempted, and prelim exam might be going on in your school and classes and all. So definitely you all know, and this video is for both section A and section B. And definitely you all know that 40 marks papers, both the subject, and out of 40 marks paper, for total 4 questions are there. Clear? I want you all to go through the video, and each and every single question you have to attempt in the same manner in the prelim exam, because the whole logic is you will be getting advice from all the teachers before your board exam, but when you sit for writing paper in your board exam, definitely you will not be remembering any of the advice. Once you get the paper, think in a logical manner. Once you are getting the paper in the board exam, will you think about all the advice, how to write the paper and all writing skills and all? Definitely no. This is a fact. So once you develop this habit in the prelim exam, definitely you will write the paper of your own. You will write the paper, the board paper in the same manner. That is why, even if it takes time to develop this habit, but write the prelim paper of your classes and school in this manner only. Okay, so the 4 questions total we have in section A and section B. The first question is objective. Now, which all questions are likely to come? Objectives is of 10 marks, right? So, out of which 5 marks, in objective 5 marks, which all questions are likely to come? First is fill up. Now, when you write the fill up, some people are there. Definitely, I know the mentality of the student from so many years. Some student write the question and don't write the answer, and from here and there, from the sixth sense, you know what I'm trying to say, from here and there they try to copy and they write the answer at the end. But some students write down the answer at the beginning only, and again from here and there they come to know that whatever answer they have written, that is wrong, and then they cancel out the answer and then write out the right answer, whatever they feel it is right. You don't have to do in that manner. Suppose you have made a mistake. I'm talking only about fill up. You have made mistake in the fill up. You have written the answer and then you feel that you want to cancel the answer. Cancel the whole fill up and write it down at the bottom. Again, we have discussed this in the last video. Again, don't write at the end of the page. There only, when we write 2 fill-ups, we leave a line between 2 fill-up. So there only you can adjust and write it down the fill-up. So instead of cancelling only the answer, you can cancel the whole fill-up and write it down the fill-up again. Next is, we are talking about the same question, the first question. And the next question which is likely to come is true or false. Now when true or false is asked, there are 2 types of questions. State whether the following statement is true or false. And if it is false, write down the correct statement. Or the second is justify your answer. See the question, small things are having very much details in it. When there is justify your answer, that time, even though the statement is true, you have to give explanation. In the board exam, if it is only state whether the following statements are true or false, if you don't have to write the statement, correct statement, then also write it down the correct statement. Make an impression on the examiner. Board paper you all are writing, at least that much you can do, right? So make an impression on the examiner. And when it is justify your answer, that time, if it is true, then also give explanation. Now, I have found from so many years, I have found that when it is justify your answer, basically when it is true, students don't write the correct statement, or some extraordinary students are there. What they do, when it is true, they write the same statement. What do you think that we will give marks for? Again, the question, for questions we will be giving marks? Definitely no. Certain explanation of 1 or 2 line is enough, but you have to explain. Clear? Then name the following can come. That is simple. Match the column. Definitely answers. You have to write answers means you only write the answers, question and answer. Clear? Correlations can come in section B especially. Odd man out. This is also one of the important thing. Odd man out. If reason is not asked, but you have to write it down the reason. Clear? Reason here also. Marks are there for the reason. Clear? So this 5 marks, these questions can be asked. Later 5 marks is MCQs. Again the same things. Basically students who have not prepared very well, when MCQs options are given, they find all options looking same only. Then they figure it out which answer to be selected. Some students are there, they just choose the answer randomly. But for scoring good marks, you cannot choose randomly. Again the same thing, if you are writing the answer, if your answer is incorrect, don't cancel out the answer, cancel the whole MCQ and write it down the question and answer again. Simple. Clear? And at least one MCQ comes from the journal. So journal is also important. Definitely practicals are important because they are conducted in your school. That is the only thing in which, even if you find it difficult, but school teachers are available, so there are chances that you can get 20 out of 20 in practical. So here we have completed 10 marks. Next, let's move on to next question. The next question again of 2 marks. The question is, answer the following questions. Any 5. 6 will be given, any 5. Each of 2 marks, total 10. Clear? So 10 marks objectives and now this 10 marks. 5 questions you have to attempt. Definitely I have told this in the last video. If 4 questions you have attempted, the 5th question you want to attempt later, leave space and then at the end you can attempt. Some students have the habit of attempting all the questions. Definitely you can attempt, but remember those questions in which you are likely to get out of marks. Out of marks you want, or out of marks you know that you can score out of marks in these questions, attempt that first, and those questions which are doubtful, attempt later. Clear? So the next is what all questions are likely to come in that. It's the second question of each 2 marks. First is definitions. 2 definitions can be asked. Definitions, laws and rules has to be written exactly the way they are there in the textbook, even if it is wrong. Yes, even if you feel, now some people are there or some students are there, they want to get extra knowledge, that is why they search internet and all. So internet is having plenty of complex but correct things. So if you are trying to write it down that into the paper, but rules, laws and definition you cannot manipulate. You have to write those things exactly the way it is there in the textbook. And here, from the point of checking, I am telling, some word carry very much importance. For example, neutralization reaction, 3rd chapter you are having neutralization reaction, and also in 2nd chapter. Neutralization reaction is when acids and base react with each other, salt and water is formed. But here the very important word is corresponding salt and water. If you don't write corresponding word, if the question comes for 1 mark, you will not get even half mark, 0 mark. Alloy definition. When 2 or more metal, or a metal and a non-metal, are mixed in a fixed proportion, alloy is formed. Clear? But here if you write when a metal or a non-metal, or when 2 or more metals are combining with each other, a homogeneous mixture is formed. And if you don't write in a fixed proportion, then again you will lose the whole mark. So certain words, this I am talking about only rules, laws and definition. Exactly you have to write in same manner. Clear? Now suppose certain rules are there. With this we are talking about the second question which comes for 2 marks. Certain rules are there which carried definitely 2 marks question. Suppose Dobby Rainier tried. So the rule is given in one statement. Dobby Rainier tried. The rule is given in one statement. There are less chances that you can get out of marks, that is 2 out of 2 for that one single point. So before stating the statement Dobby Rainier tried I am talking about, and through this point I am making clear a particular thing, that if a question comes for 2 marks, even the answer is of only one sentence, you have to write certain things else which is related to that topic. For example, Dobby Rainier tried, a statement or rule is there. Before that, you can start in this manner. Dobby Rainier arranged the element in a group of 3 showing similar properties. That is why it was called as tried, and then you can state the law. So almost 2 lines you are writing, 2 sentences you are writing, 2 marks definitely you will score. So definition, then laws, then rules. Clear? You can write it down on a paper. You can make a list of all these questions which are likely to come in this particular 2 marks question or sets of question. The next is distinguish. Distinguish is asked, suppose for 2 marks, definitely 2 points you can write, but from the points of checking, if 2 points you are writing, left hand side 2 points are correct, exact, out of mark you should get. But on right hand side, whatever points you have written, that is wrong. Left hand side you have written whatever you have written, that is right. You will think at least half marks you will get, but that is totally wrong. For in distinguish, if you want to score marks, each of the point, left and right, both the points should be correct. Then only you will get marks. Clear? Only left hand side is correct, right hand side is wrong. Marks will not be given. Not a single mark will be given. So 2 points should be there. And if the distinguish comes for 2 marks, like we are talking about in this question, for examples marks are not there. So 2 main points you have to include. Next, give reasons. Give reasons. If you see the question there, the exact question is give scientific reason. So scientific explanation should be there, not your own, whatever you are explaining in your own words. Definitely you can write the answers in your own word, but scientific explanation should be there. Next is short notes. Clear? You can write all the questions, which all questions are likely to come. Short notes, if it comes for 2 marks, definitely, for example, acid rain, short notes, 14th chapter, if it comes for 2 marks, students feel that this is misconception. This is totally wrong. Students feel that 2 marks means 4 points, 3 marks means 6 points. That is totally wrong. Your points doesn't help you to score marks. If you have written 8 points for 2 marks, but all nonsense stuffs, definitely you won't get marks. But only 2 points you have written for 2 marks, and it is covering the whole concept of acid rain. If it is satisfying the question, whole 2 marks you will be getting. So it doesn't depend upon the points, it depends upon how you are able to explain the concept. That doesn't mean, suppose acid rain, through this question I'm making a point here. I'm not talking only about this question. Suppose acid rain question is asked. That doesn't mean you have to write whole effects and everything for 2 marks. But you have to explain the whole concept of acid rain. Clear? And next is, in 2 marks question, definitely we are having short notes we have discussed about. And this, whatever points I am talking about, that on the point it doesn't depends upon how much marks have been allotted. This goes for the give reason also. Give reason also 2 marks question. There is no need to write 4 points. If you write 2 points, 3 points, then also it is enough. Clear? But it should satisfy the question. The next we are having diagram for 2 marks. If the diagrams come for 2 marks, 1 mark is for the diagram, 1 mark is for labeling. Now when 1 mark is for labeling, 2 labelings are enough, but you all are writing the board paper. At least so much efforts you can take, and you can write it down 4 labelings. 4 labelings you have to write, that also in proper order. Diagram you have drawn one labeling here, the other one here, not in that manner. The name should be one parallel to each other. 1 mark for the diagram, 1 mark for the labeling. If you have drawn a proper diagram but no name labelings, you have not written any names, then also 1 mark for the diagram you will be getting. But if your diagram is not proper, nephron is looking something else, heart is not proper, but labelings, 10 labelings you all have written, 8 names you all have written, proper names, but 0 marks. That is why diagram is an important thing. Diagram should be proper, and then writing names for 2 marks. In actual 2 names are required, but you can write 4 names. Clear? On the safer side. Chemical reactions we are having the most important thing. Why I say most important? Because not from the point of view of knowledge, but definitely students don't like chemical reactions and all such things. So while writing chemical reaction, first if it comes for 2 marks, 1 mark is for writing the answer. For example, sodium chloride is reacting with any of the magnesium. Suppose sodium chloride is reacting with magnesium, or magnesium chloride is reacting with sodium. So definitely this is displacement reaction. First you have to write it down, what is reacting and what is formed in an answer. Then the reaction. If your reaction is not balanced, it is having no value. Marks will not be given. And if while balancing, if suppose you have to write number 2, but by mistakenly there you have written 3 while balancing, the equation is wrong, you will not get marks. That is why balancing is an important part. And if you want to score out of marks, states you have to write below the reactants and product, solid, aqueous, and all those states and all. The next is sums can also come for 2 marks. Definitely they can come while writing the sum. 2 marks, so marks are there for certain steps and all. Half mark is there for the formula. First you have to write the sum in a proper manner. Proper manner means first you have to write it what is given to you all, then the formula, and then you have to start solving. If it is a word problem, definitely word problems are likely to come. If it is a word problem, final statement is important. Next, let's move on to next question, next type of question. That is again answer the following question, but here we are having 3 marks each, that is altogether 15. Same sets of questions are likely to come, like definitions. 3 definitions can be asked. Laws can be asked. Laws like Fleming's left hand rule, that is laws which consist diagram also. So that is important. And diagram, we discuss about the diagram. One important thing to tell about the diagram, whatever diagrams are given in the textbook, the rules which are given in the textbook, the laws and definitions which are given in the textbook, same way you have to write it down. Diagram, same way you have to draw. Some diagrams in the notes they have given in a different manner, like the heart diagram and pH scale, 3rd chapter pH scale diagram. In the notes they have given in a different manner. Don't draw that diagram. Whatever diagram is given in the textbook you have to draw, otherwise you will lose marks. Gave reason mostly doesn't come for 3 marks. Short note, if it is asked, plenty of things about the short note you can read. Again 5-6 points would be enough, but it should cover, it should satisfy the question. Like eutrophication is one of the concept, short note, which can be asked for 3 marks, 14 chapter. So this time you have to see whichever topic is asked in answer the following question or short notes. Basically first point should be the explanation of that topic. Explanation of that topic means I'm talking about definition. Eutrophication is the concept. Through this answer I am making a point to all the sets of question. Eutrophication is the question, so write it down what is eutrophication first, and then explain rest of the things, why eutrophication is caused and what are the effects and all those things, if it is coming for 3 marks. Clear? So give reasons won't come. Sums, if it is coming difficult, sums can come. Diagram, if it comes for 3 marks, 1.5 mark for the diagram, 1.5 mark for writing names. Now here 3 names are enough, but at least 5 names you can write if the diagram is coming for 5 marks. But your labeling will get marks only if your diagram is proper. So draw proper accurate diagram which is accurate from the point of view of the textbook. So all these questions are likely to come in the third sets of questions. Whichever questions we talked about in the second main question, those only questions can be asked. Those type of question I'm talking about can be asked in the third main question, which is of 3 marks each. So according, you have to see the marks, how much marks are allotted to that question. That way you have to write it down. Clear? That is the only thing. That is the only logic. Let's move on to the last question, the fourth main question. Answer the following. Answer any one of the following question. 5 mark each. That is only one 5 mark question. 2 will be given. You have to attempt 1. There are chances that, like last year, about, I think, from section B, about electrolytic reduction of alumina they had asked, and they had not asked the whole answer. They are asked in the form of answer in one sentence. So a huge concept you are having. Instead of asking the whole answer, they can ask in a form of answer in one sentence. Here chemical reaction plays an important role. Clear? If such questions are there, like they are asking a question of resistance in series, resistance in parallel, such questions they are asking, or formation of sodium chloride or magnesium chloride, even though this is important, even though they have not written with a neat label diagram, explain the following question. If they have not written in this manner, then also draw the diagram. Board paper you all are writing, at least that much efforts you can take, because for 40 marks 2 hours is more than enough. Clear? So you can plan it properly and write it down. Sometimes passages can also be asked for 5 marks, but that is rare. All the important question or big questions which consist of diagram, like function of nephron, in that also diagram is compulsory, and then you have to explain. Function of neuron, diagram is compulsory, and then you have to explain. So you're making an impression. So when you write this in a proper manner, the way I am telling, if you attempt the paper in same manner, section A and section B, in the prelim exam, see how much time it is taking to complete the paper. Attempt in same manner, see the difference you are like getting, so that you will develop the habit of writing the paper exact manner in the board exam. After this, the next video which is there, definitely I hope that this video will be useful for you all, because this is from the point of view of the examiner, how we check the paper, how we want the students to write the paper, so that we can get the students can get out of marks. So write it down in the same manner, definitely. And the next video I'll sort it out, what all important questions are there, what all questions are likely to come in this board exam from the past papers and all. And on that topic I will be making video on the important question. Clear? And I've also decided to make some of the videos on the concept which are related to science, because that is what the subject I like about, and but which are not related to the syllabus or 10th standard or 9th standard. Definitely I'll come up with this video very soon. All the best all the students, may you do well in the exam. Thank you.